What it do, homies? We back with some more Colm. This time we are checking out his Warhammer 40K song, Guns of WAAAGH. Right. So we it's the orcs, right? And I know a couple of things about some of this stuff from Warhammer. At one point on this channel, I go through many phases. I went on a Warhammer binge, right, and just started watching a bunch of stuff. Learned a ton, right? Almost a lot of knowledge. Some of that I don't even know if I can recant it. But I did find that when it comes to playing the tabletops, that the orcs were pretty much all RNG. That sounded like a lot of fun. So if I was ever going to play any of these tabletops, I probably would start with the orcs, just so it's just so chaotic. But let's see what Colm talking about. Shut up, turn it up. Wait a minute. Hey. Oh, wait. Wait. Hold on. What? Oh, you know what? I didn't even see that. Space Shanty. I didn't see that. Okay. I'm prepared now. All right, let's get in the mood. I get it.
The Mac boys banging hammers, the trucks are roaring loud. The boys will have their banners as they're tearing through the crowd. The Mac is roaring engines, the stone boys moving fast. The truck around their men, now this is fit to be the last. The Imperium of Man will rise from the land. The Elder will fall by the strength within our hands. The Tyrannies will stomp all their bones into the sand. So come on, we're off to war, and so let's go, me boys. We're rolling through the void. When our stands within our path, prepared to be destroyed. So let's go, me lads. We're tearing through the stars. The war's begun, so grab your gun and show them who we are.
Guns of War, Guns of WAAAGH. That what you're trying to tell me? You know, this almost kind of fits. The issue I have is that the orcs they don't really have I guess they do have a hierarchy system, right? Whoever's the strongest at the time is who's in charge, right? So, but for the most part, they don't have any battle tactics, you know, true to orc style. You know, it's pretty much just run and attack, you know, swarm. I feel like that's how goblins are in most fantasies. It's just swarming numbers and everything. And every now and then you kind of got the big guy, right? And that's the one that's in charge. But given that the Space Shanty in this kind of mood that we got, the ding, and we knowing that with Space Shanties, it's not necessarily about not Space Shanties, just Shanties in period. It's not necessarily about sounding good or even sounding in pitch, you know what I mean? It's more just about the unification of just kind of like that brotherhood or that sisterhood of just that joining, that sense of joining, which actually makes sense given the goblins. You know, they kind of move as a unit. I don't think they do many things individually, probably, but they move as a unit, right? And sometimes it's a bit messy. It ain't always all together. So deciding to represent the goblins with a shanty is brilliant. Just from that, and I'm pretty sure, you know, Colm he's an excellent musician, and I have no idea. Bro, look at that face, bro. That's a powerful face right there. And I'm not even too entirely sure if you even thought about this. You probably just said goblins, shanties, why not? You know what I mean? But I like to go beyond. You know, I like to think about these things. So, but yeah, is that what you're trying to tell me? Guns of War, WAAAGH, the WAAAGH's begun. The WAAAGH, WAAAGH. Going, buddy. Bro, did you just crunch him like you just waddled up a ball of paper? I thought you was gonna slam him. You crushed. We focus on the wrong thing here.
He cinches in the collar upon his golden chair. So take their heads to war, but with us we're in the air. Send us all your Kriegsmen or canes on the field, and watch them fall, we'll crush them all beneath our iron wheels. The Necrons are oldest enemies of all. Load the guns and stack the trucks, don't stop until they fall. The Sons of Chaos, why do we not like those ones? They're not us. I knew
or something like that. That'll do.
So let's go, we rise, we roll into the void. What earth stands without
Accurate.
prepare to be destroyed. So let's go, we rise, we're tearing through the stars. The world's begun, so grab your gun and show them who we are.
And, you know, even though this has that sense of shanty, that unification, that brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? It's space shanty because, you know, you know, this stuff ain't happening on one planet. It's multiple planets, right? Multiple galaxies or whatnot, wherever they bring the fight and everything. But you still, and I feel like we've heard this in probably one of his Space Marines, where even though there's a hint or a sense of gentleness in there, right? We got the guitar, we got the flute and everything. We still have those powerful impacts, right? As we're hearing like this almost kind of like cinematic percussion that's going on as he's giving us his why, you got to hear that doom, the team, right? Because these orcs we talking about, right? They still back there cracking skulls. We might be singing all Mary and Jerry and everything, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, heads are rolling. So, you know, don't forget about that, bro. You know, we marry. You got to go though, right? To afterlife. And when I hear those percussions in the background, sounding like steel and metal and swords and heads banging up against wood and whatever have yous in the 40K lore, yeah, that's you got to put that in there. Which fight clip? I need to watch this one. Okay, can't be over yet. Here we go. That brother gone. Oh, snaps. Oh, you did a Salamander song as well. Through my research or my reactions in the comments, you guys was telling me that, you know, if there was ever the Salamanders were the kind, like everybody evil, right? They all out here looking for blood, but the Salamanders were the kindest amongst, you know, some of these, especially like the human factions and everything. We might have to check that one out next. I don't know. It all depends. Anyways, you know, Orc Song, if I ever do they have tabletops, like online tabletops for Warhammer? Because I heard it could be a pretty expensive hobby. You know, you got to get the figurines, and you got to paint them. And of course, you got to understand, but that's just time. But I'm talking about like purchasing that, having a whole entire, because you just reminded me with this song, just that oranginess. That's, you know, I love chaos. I really do. Not chaos in like real life, but like in games and stuff, or in some aspects. I love being presented with chaotic options to try and tame that into something that's usable. That's exciting to me. You know what I mean? So RNG for life, baby. But yeah, fire song as usual, Colm. Let me know what y'all thought about this down in the comments. Dave's out.